going on, everybody? It's another garden update. Over the past 2 weeks, we had a good amount of rainfall that actually did the container garden really good. And we also had some new developments on one crop of vegetables. And it seemed like the other crop of vegetables are not doing too good. So let me show you in depth what's been going on. To start off, this particular tomato plant has actually done really good over the growing season. Even though it's got new growth on some parts of the plant, I think it's actually coming to the end of its life cycle. One indication is that many of the tomato that's on the tomato plants has got some growth stress, but not to say that it's got plenty of tomatoes up here that look like they're almost ready for picking. But I think I might go ahead and pick them while they're still green so the birds won't get to them. Other than that, my irrigation pipe has actually done me really good, and I didn't have to worry about blight on the plant all season. So I think I'm going to try this again next year, and hopefully I'll actually have a good growing year for tomatoes, because this experiment or process has actually worked for me. Although this tomato plant will be taken up and the soil will probably be replaced for either a collard or a cabbage plant. Even though there's a lot of growth, which was pretty successful, it didn't produce the big tomatoes that I really desired from this plant. So this will be taken up and refurbished, and I will probably plant something for the fall in this container. So be on the lookout for it in the next update. Even though my peppers have actually done really good in growth, the only thing that disappointed me throughout this growing season for the peppers is that not one pepper showed up on any of these plants. We got a good amount of flowers. There's one flower right there, and it looked like there's another one right there. But throughout the growing season, not one pepper showed up on any of these plants. And the reason being is that I have too many pepper plants in one container. So that was my mistake and error. And I think peppers do better in ground than in containers anyway, even if they are rated for containers. So next year, I'm going to be planting all my peppers in ground, and hopefully they will do pretty well. Over the past 2 weeks, my green beans have exploded in growth. There's so many flowers up here, I can't count them all. But also, we have a green bean growing. So far, that's the only one I've seen so far, and I think I need to go ahead and pick it before it gets too big. But it's nice to see that my green beans are actually doing really good, to where I've actually got not one, but probably 4 green beans growing in one area, even though they're hanging out the container. But I am going to search through more of this plant to see if there's any more green beans to where I need to pick it, and hopefully throughout this month, I'll actually have more green beans to show the harvest. Lastly, the squash has actually done really good over the growing season. So good, in fact, that I might be able to get probably one more harvest out of this before I decide to take the plant up. The 3 good squash coming on, and wait till they get a little bit bigger. Also, the pests are starting to move in. I don't know if you can actually see it. Those little brown bits on that leaf is probably from the squash bug or from another insect. I won't really actually know. Also, got some under the leaves, and it's about 3 or 4 more leaves that actually have those eggs under them. But all in all, growing the squash in containers and trellising it was actually a good idea. And next year, I'm definitely going to actually do something like this. So, I'm going to be harvesting the squash in a couple of days, and I'm going to put it on my YouTube shorts. So be on the lookout for it. But other than that, that's pretty much it for my garden update. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you have questions, comments, leave it in the comment section. That's it for now. Happy gardening.